People hate looking at their calendar because they think it only shows them things they don't want to see, the places they have to go that they don't want to go, the things they have to do that they don't want to do, and the people they have to meet that they think they don't want to meet. And that negative association means that most people are going to glance at their calendar only when absolutely necessary and then run away as fast as possible. For example, you might check your calendar and notice that on Friday, your kid has soccer practice. Okay, no biggie, you think. That happens every week. But what about the time it's going to take her to get ready for practice? What about all that traffic you're going to hit on the I-97, resulting in nail biting and stress speeding to make it on time? What about planning for dinner afterwards? How's dinner going to make it to the table? And didn't you mention to your daughter that she could have a friend come over? All of a sudden, when you really think about it, you need at least an hour before practice to get dinner prepped and get to practice, and you probably won't get home for another 45 minutes afterwards. These sort of unplanned events, I call them landmines, are gonna take up your time and they're buried all over your calendar. Landmines are the reason why it can feel at the beginning of the week like you have so much time, but by the end of the week, you wonder where all the time went. Have you experienced this before? All your time disappears on you? That quick glance at the calendar is what most people call their calendar review, which is not anywhere close to sufficient if you really want to take control of your time and achieve a solid work-life balance in the process. In my book, Winning the Week, I share my exact 5-step planning process designed to get done in less than 30 minutes a week. And you'll find that instead of just a basic calendar review, we suggest something much more effective than a casual calendar review. We want you to properly plan out your time and account for all 168 hours of your week. So this is step 3 of the Winning the Week method, and it's called interrogating your calendar. And it's designed to make sure that your time is going where you want it to go, not the other way around. This step introduces us to the idea that your calendar isn't just a place for remembering appointments. It's also a visual model. It's a representation of your time supply. I like comparing time supply to truffles, like fancy mushrooms, not the chocolates. The problem with truffles is you can't grow any more of them. They can't be cultivated. So even with the insatiable demand for truffles, suppliers just can't make any more of them. Similar to your time, right? And that means they're super expensive. One small Italian white truffle can retail for $211. And truffles also have another thing in common with time. They have a short shelf life. A truffle starts losing its signature odor in just 5 days. So because they're so valuable, because they're so supply constrained, because they're so perishable, there's an entire industry built up around carefully allocating and harvesting and shipping and storing truffles. Here's why I'm going on and on about truffles. Your time is just like a truffle. It's a non-renewable resource. You can't create, rent, buy any more of it. It doesn't store well, meaning it's highly perishable, and once it's gone forever. That means you have to defend it fiercely and allocate it with great care. A truffle seller treats their truffles like diamonds because failure to carefully track your supply of truffles results in disasters like, I don't know, selling truffles that you didn't have in stock. Big problem when you can't grow anymore. Allowing truffles to go bad on the shelf and therefore losing all your money. Having truffles stolen from you without your knowledge, or leaving money on the table by not getting the best price for your limited supply. You see the comparison I'm making here? Your life is your business and your time is the truffles you sell in that business. You can either sell your time to others, you can consume it yourself, or it gets wasted. That means you need to have an accurate inventory of the time available versus the time that's already claimed. Failure to do so results in the most common productivity errors that you could imagine. How about overcommitting with time you don't have, or not effectively using the time you do have? How about having people steal your time from you? Or what about not allocating your time to the most impactful work? This is why I hate it when people call this step in planning a calendar review. It makes it sound so painless, like you're checking movie times. But it's really the opposite. Taking inventory of a precious resource is tough business. Instead, I want you to interrogate your calendar like a lawyer seeking the truth from a reluctant witness. Your calendar is not going to show you the information you want to see. You've got to sweat it out of it. So I want you to use the following questions to interrogate your calendar and really understand your supply of time. First, what shouldn't be on your calendar but is? Go ahead and decline and erase events that are just cluttering up and confusing your calendar. Second, what should be in your calendar but isn't? If it's a hard-edged commitment, meaning you have to be at a specific place at a specific time, then you want to make sure to block off all of the time that it's going to take. Third, How much flex time are you going to need to build in to deal with the unforeseen emergencies this week? Gang, unexpected emergencies happen to all of us. So the right move, the intelligent move, is to preemptively block out time to deal with those issues that are bound to come up. This is called flex time. We also call it UUW time. Fourth, what could be arranged more optimally in your calendar? If you're doing chores around town, let's do them all on the same day instead of scattering them out throughout the week. Fifth, when exactly is your big priority going to get done this week? Estimate the time it's going to get done, add some buffer, and schedule it directly into your calendar, preferably early in the week like Monday or Tuesday, when your energy and your attention are at their peak. 6, where are the landmines going to come from? I recommend you take a mental walk through your coming week. Ask yourself, where are the landmines hiding? And for each landmine, let's try to come up with a plan to diffuse it before it happens. And finally, 7, if you did this right, you're going to find some hidden tasks that you didn't see before. And that's okay. Just gather them together, write them down, and we'll save them for later. Amazing. You've just upgraded your calendar review to a calendar interrogation. If you're interested in diving deeper into our weekly planning process that's going to show you how to win your week in 30 minutes or less, check out our book at winningtheweek.com. That's winningtheweek.com. And to everyone who's already purchased the book, thank you. It means so much to us. All right, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you think we've earned it. And if you're obsessed with human potential and living your best life like we are, consider subscribing to this channel. I'll see you in the next video.